called the police. There was no instance where we drew guns at each other, like it's being said, or I drew gun on him. I don't think that it's a very fair analysis of the situation.
He stood up, pushed me, saying, "You cannot be a governor of Nairobi. You sent people to attack my wife on social media." Then immediately he removed a gun, cocked the pistol.
You ladies and gentlemen, kama kawa, EXPOZINGA 2026 yet with another one. Now guys, ile information nakuja kuwaletea leo hapa kwa screen yenu, kitu ambacho mnakiona director make sure unamulika hapa, wanaweza kuona vizuri. This analysis ni analysis inafanywa na hapa Kenya, inafanywa na National Intelligence Service, inafanywa na Interpol, inafanywa na DCI. Umeelewa? Hii si analysis ya video ambao utaipata kawaida kwa police stations za kawaida. Hapana, ni top notch. Unaipata na FBI kind of analysis ambayo naenda kukufanyia hapa. Kwa hivyo make sure una subscribe, una hit notification bell, alafu na kikombe chako cha chai, una sit back, una watch. So kuna huyu city lawyer ambaye bado ni MP mpakazi, alafu kuna huyu MCA anaitwa Roberto Alai. Roberto Alai inasemekana kwamba alitoa kitu ambacho kinaonekana ni kama bunduki, ambacho alikuwa atumie hicho kifaa kummaliza Babu Owino. Lakini kitu ambacho kimesemwa na watu wawili lazima tusikie kutoka kwa mdomo yake na tusikie kwa mdomo yake, alafu tufanye uchunguzi. Kwa hiyo kitu ambacho nataka kuonyesha leo, it is very highly professional, so just sit back. But before then, it is only fair for us to listen from both sides. Robert Alai, unasemaje? Ulitoa bunduki?
I called the police. There was no instance where we drew guns at each other, like it's being said, or I drew gun on him. I don't think that it's a very fair analysis of the situation.
Robert Alai, kulingana naye, hakuna kabisa. Hakuna, hamwezi kunisaliti hapa. Sikutoa kitu mimi. Okay. Babu Owino, unasemaje?
He stood up, pushed me, saying, "You cannot be a governor of Nairobi. You sent people to attack my wife on social media." Then immediately he removed a gun, cocked the pistol.
4:01 p.m.
Haya. Kwa hivyo Babu Owino yeye anasema kwamba huyu jamaa alitoa bunduki pale, akaikoki, alafu kidogo mambo yakakuwa ni shagala bagala. Lakini Robert Alai anasema hizi ni za msiju. Mimi sikutoa hiki kitu jo. But nataka kwanza tu watch video kama raia wa kawaida, alafu nikufanyie ile analysis sasa, ndio ili uweze kuelewa kitu gani na kuambia hapa ndugu yangu. Haya, twende kabisa.
Honorable Babu Owino is seen rising from his seat at Gazebo 1 and walking over to Gazebo 2, where Robert Alai is seated with a group of 6 men. The initial interaction appears cordial, handshakes are exchanged, and brief words are shared. But at 2 minutes and 32 seconds into the footage, Alai is seen abruptly shoving Babu. Within seconds, a physical scuffle breaks out. The situation escalates dramatically, and what seems like a firearm is drawn by Alai. The footage captures a possible safety disengagement of the weapon, what is commonly referred to as cocking the gun. It led to the MCA's gun being taken away. By 4:09 p.m., a visibly distressed female patron approaches, seemingly attempting to calm the situation, but instead of de-escalating, Alai turns his aggression towards her, striking her, the nearby clan seen protecting her in full view of other patrons. The confrontation spills over to Gazebo 3 by 4:10 p.m., with the scuffle continuing for nearly 2 more minutes. Finally, the two are seen seated together and talking, and Alai is seen throwing something at Babu Owino.
Asante sana watangazaji
Babu Owino
wa Citizen. Now, so hapa kulingana na analysis ya video ni kwamba kulikuwa na vita, na ndio maana nimeona stesheni za kipumbavu kama NTV wameandika pale Babu Owino and Robert Alai, cinema ya Babu Owino and Robert Alai. No, this is a matter of life being threatened here. You cannot just assume and say, come up with such stupid headings. At least, Citizen, congratulations on this. This is very nice. This is CCTV captures altercation between Alai and Babu in Kilimani. That is very nice, they are not siding with anyone. So, that is very professional. So, guys, first of all, itabidi tukuja hapa kwa analysis ya mavideo. Analysis ya mavideo ni kitu kama hii. Now, first of all, nataka tuangalie kitu hapa. So, tutarudi nyuma kidogo. Mpaka pale ambapo Babu Owino ameketi. Sawa? So, hebu tuangalie Babu Owino ameketi wapi. So, for now we will not need the sound, we will just need the video. So, let me get rid of the sound so that we can focus. So, tuende kazi. Aha. Ndio huyu Babu Owino anasimama hapo, okay? Anaenda. So far, mambo yako sawa, everybody is okay. Watu wana move to about. Salamu kabisa. Sawa. Then salamu kabisa. Now, let us pause for a moment. Now, you can see the eyes of this guy. The guy was looking here somehow. Also, this one is looking here somehow. So, they can see clearly what is happening here. The person that cannot see what is happening here is this, because here anaangalia huku, and this one directly is looking here. Sawa. Because the reaction of the people will tell us what their eyes have seen. Umeelewa? So this one also is also capable of seeing what is happening here directly. Apart from this one, and probably this one mwenye akoko, but I think this one is serving a talk. Anyway, tuendelee. Okay. Okay, you can see 1, 2. Sawa. Then also 3. And then check 4. Sawa. Then what happens? See, when this guy somehow, wakati walikuwa nasukumana, people were just seated. But somehow they saw something and then they stood. Especially the ones who are seeing clearly what is happening. Including the guy who was serving some, I don't know. Then the moment they see this, uoga inaingia, watu wanaanza kutoroka. So what did they see? That is the question. Okay, so we need to go back here. What is this that Robert Alai is actually swinging? Anasema hakudrop bunduki. Sindio? So kuna kitu hapa kwa mkono. Hii kitu ni nini? Mimi sisemi ni bunduki, but tuseme ukweli ni nini. Sawa? So I will not say what it is. Nyinyi wa Kenya, nyinyi mtatuambia ni nini baada ya video hii hapa kuweza kuachiliwa. Mniambie nyinyi mnaona nini. Okay, so we zoom in and then we take it back a little bit back. Play. Okay, so when we zoom in the video, anasema hakutoa bunduki, neither did he do that. But now the question is, what was this lingering here? Unaona hapo? Kuna kitu jamaa alikuwa ameshika. Na hii kitu alishika ndio ilifanya hawa watu wakafreeze hao, unaona? Akafreeze. Huyu akatoka kwa kiti hapa. Wale wawili walikuwa pale already, unaona? They are all missing in action, gone. Only one person stranded there, and of course the one that was sitting on the table, huyu ndiye alikuja akafanya nini? The guy here in white. Huyu ndiye alikuja akafanya nini? Akachukua kitu hapa. So let us just play it and see what really happened and what they take. So let us play. See this guy ndiye ameenda kuchukua hiyo kitu. Okay, apart from Robert Alai kwenda kuharakisha mwanamke, let us go back again. He says he did not draw anything. And for those who are not aware, this is Babu Owino, okay? Maybe some of you do not know. Aka kafupi ndio Babu Owino. Sawa. So let us save that one for later reference. But huyu ndio Babu Owino. Let us go to the images. So kwa wale mnaangalia mara ya kwanza, this is Babu Owino, okay? Huyu mdogo huyu. Then the second big guy mwenye anakuja after this akisoka nyuma, hiyo yenye unaona Babu anafanya hivi akiwa mbali, ni nini hiyo aliona inatolewa akafanya hivi. Angalia movement ya Babu Owino. What is this? Unaona huyu mse yako mbali, but kuna kitu Babu Owino alifanyaje? Alifanya hivi. What was that alikuwa ana get away from? Can you see that? So tuendelee pole pole kidogo tu. Angalia. So umse alitoa gun hapa or whatever that thing is. Ndio maana Babu Owino alienda like kutoroka. Unaona? He's on the move. Aya, hapa ndio kitu inakaa kukokiwa. Angalia hapa. Angalia mkono. Angalia tena. See, so the guy moves pole pole huyu. Then disengages him. Then after he has been disengaged, he goes ahead and starts, another altercation with a lady there. So we can clearly see something was drawn. Naona hapa. Ni nini yenye Babu Owino alikuwa ameogopa mpaka kainua mkono? You can see the guys at a distance, yeah? Hapa. Hapa ndiye anatoa hiyo mzigo. Can you see here? Yes, hapa ndiye anatoa mzigo kidogo. So the first thing ni kupushiana tu, and then I think Babu anarusha ngumi. Ona, ngumi. Alafu jamaa anaenda anatoa mzigo. Ndio huyo anatoa, unaona? You can see hapo. You can see hapa. Huyu ndio Robert Alai. Then hiyo kutoa ndio inafanya Babu Owino afanya nini? Unajua Babu Owino amefanya makarate. Sasa angemlima, lakini mzee akasema, "Oh, unataka kuleta mateke? Pigana na hii." That's why you can see now Babu Owino, who was so confident that amempiga blow ya kwanza, Alai akarudi nyuma. Now Babu Owino is fleeing. Can you see that? Wewe umetoa nini? Wewe wacha hizo bana. Sasa bunduki ni nini? Wacha mambo ya bunduki. Unajionanga sana wewe. So you can clearly see there is something swinging there. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Did he draw whatever they are calling a gun or whatever that object is, ama haku draw? So I will also leave the two stories, Robert Alai aelezee yake, pia Babu Owino aelezee yake. But according to the video, the way you have seen it and the way we have analyzed it, who is saying the truth? Thank you so much. See you in the next one.
It was an unfortunate incident that took place. along Lenana Road at a very famous restaurant. May not mention the name of the restaurant for the purpose of the clientele. And you know the restaurant, of course. So yesterday at around 3:30 p.m., I received a call from a friend of mine, a man of God, a clergyman, and he said that he wanted to see me. So we set up a meeting at the said restaurant. Then I drove straight to that place, to the restaurant. I was alone because I'd given my security officers off, time to spend with their family members during this festive season. And reaching there, of course, I met with the man of God. We shared. We met only for around 15 to 20 minutes. Then, because recently I'd had some issues with myself, because I underwent some procedure, medical procedure, so I was just going back home. When I stood up, there was a table next to ours that there were several people who sat by that table, including Mheshimiwa Robert Alai. And I opted to say hi to them as a leader. It was only courteous to say hi to these leaders, to these people, including Alai as a leader. So I greeted all of them, finished with Alai because he was seated at the farthest end. Then stood next to him. And before I left, there's one of them who said that, you know, Babu, you will be a governor of Nairobi. Then Alai became mad. And from that point, he stood up, pushed me, saying, you cannot be a governor of Nairobi. You sent people to attack my wife on social media. Then immediately, he removed a gun, cocked the pistol, came straight, hit me with the pistol on my chest. Then moved back. Then I just stood. Then a short time, punched me on my right jaw. Still stood looking at him. Then there was a police officer. He was seated with several DCI officers. One of the DCI officers went and took the gun from him. By this time I'd done nothing, but I wanted to understand what problem there was between me and Mheshimiwa Alai, because Mheshimiwa has been attacking me way from the university. We can't say that it was because of his wife, because at the university, who was attacking the wife? Nobody. So I told Alai to sit down after all this scuffle, and he sat down. Then one of the DCI officers also sat in between us. Then I asked Alai to explain to me what wrong I'd done to him and to apologize for what he did. Upon hearing the issue of apology, he said, you know, I can kill you. So after a few seconds, there was a bottle of water on the table. Took it, splashed it on me. Then I stood up and just went. Then went to report the matter at Kilimani police station. And Ode, what I want to tell you clearly is that there's a pattern of violence that is being meted on my person, on me as Babu Owino, and their political violence. When Baba Raila Amolo Odinga passed on, the government, and I say with a lot of conviction, the government organized goons for me to be beaten in Kisumu, that I don't go view the body at the stadium. Then they further organized goons in Siaya, Bondo, at the university, so that I be blocked and be beaten. I be beaten and blocked from getting to the burial, which was so unfortunate. I had to brave all this because Baba is somebody that I still love. I had to brave all this, went. Of course, I had sufficient security, but the organization was even outside there. You could even hear some members of parliament. They were captured on videos saying planning the way I should be beaten in that burial. Then after that, you saw what happened yesterday. And you see Mheshimiwa Alai has been consistently in support of the government. And I want to tell you that no matter what is done by the government, this cannot deter me from speaking for the people. The only mistake I'm doing here, my brother, is to fight for the interest of the people. It's just to tell the government that there's high cost of living, reduce it. That there's unemployment, give youth and women and men jobs. That there's overtaxation, that we don't need to overtax people. That the cost of education is high, that our parents are struggling to take us to school. That health is not working. That is the only mistake I'm making as a leader.
Is this attached to the recent polls that you are given as the most favorable next kingpin in the recent polls, or something like that?
You know, a lot has been said about these polls. These polls were true and were genuine, and these polls have since bruised people on the wrong side, people in government, people in ODM. There's a lot of infights. They're even attacking me in ODM groups. In our group for Luo members of parliament, they even attack me there, members of parliament doing that. But I want to tell you that there is no such position as a Luo kingpin in the constitution of Kenya. As Babu Owino, have been a leader, I've been a student leader. Because of my service delivery, people love me. Because of God, people love me. I'm doing it for God. As a member of parliament, I've been working for the people. My aim is to work for the people. Even when I'm going to be the governor in 2027 of Nairobi, I'm still going to work for the people. But the most important thing for me, my brother, is to be a kingpin of the nation. But if some people see me and value me as their leader, then they have a right to do so. Other leaders should not feel bad about it. Yes.
I think he was trying to exert dominance, which it was not working. And so I stood up and pushed it, and when I stood up, I think some people thought so that because I was wearing a shirt, you know, there was a visible gun, and so they took the gun. So, and because of the altercation between me and him, you know, people, I think the hotel, the restaurant, called the police. There was no instance where we drew guns at each other, like it's being said, or I drew gun on him. I don't think that it's a very fair analysis of the situation.
Ode Francis, Citizen TV, Nairobi.